Welcome. Hey everyone. It is I. Very seldom seen these days. Low energy, apparently. Didn't mean that. And I had a bit of an adventure. And not the crazy ass fun ones where I end up, you know, in like fucking Iceland or somewhere like that. It was more of the down-to-earth ones where I drank away more money than I should have. I also ate a bit of food I shouldn't have, though not as much as I could have. And I left one of my many partners with quite the balls of blue, whatever their equivalent is. Though I am fixing that part up, just not right now. I decided to say fuck it, and instead of fucking it, I came to you guys, instead of coming there. See what I did there? Ha ha! And this is why I will never, ever, ever get monetized. That and my rampant racism against the French. They've earned it. Have you heard how they speak? So it is I wanted your videos. What you were hearing is sadly not one of my numerous adventures around Starfield, but I hope to change that in the near future. It will not happen on stream. I am sorry. Why? Because they did a recording and it was an absolute disaster. OBS records the same way as it does live. Nothing I can do about it. I've got the graphics card down. I don't have the processor yet. When we have the processor, we'll play some Starfield. We'll beat Starfield too. Now what about all the booze I've been honking about? It's 90% done and drunk now, including what's in my system. I have currently on me a little bit here. Two cans of Carling and a half one already opened.
The body is round.
Is it?
It's about damn time you went live.
Is it? Let me drink from my giant... Thank you so much, Billy Blue, for the $10 donation. That bar has raised up in kind. I will drink from my giant goblet of silliness in your honor. It's a shame I am not flying towards Uranus in this video, but I'm not flying towards anywhere except for Flavor Town. I won't give you long of a stream. I just realized that I could keep watching a bunch of old Star Trek clips and talk to the occasional person on social media, perhaps even get into a bit of trouble, which would be very bad, because then I'd wake up the next morning and be racked with this thing called guilt. So instead of that, I thought, fuck it. Why don't I use the last alcoholic dredges in me and give you guys at least an hour, maybe more. And we're already a fifth of the way there. There won't be shots for donos. If available, alcohol will be consumed in your honor. First one was free, so you, in fact, Billy, get two. I wanted some time alone. I really did. That doesn't mean time alone. As you saw, I was out in the pub. We didn't really talk too much. Beautiful weather. Absolutely stunning weather out in Ireland as of late. Humidity's a little much at night, but other than that, we're having the best time. Which proves once and for all, I think, after years and years of noticing it, that August is not the end of summer. Oh, it is not. Summer ends when she feels like it, and increasingly as the calendars shift and change over the centuries, well, even in a lifetime, you notice a change. That's for donuts. Well, I normally try to do shots of donuts, especially when we have such very generous people as yourself or Jay Trudeau or anyone who's ever partaken on that. Now, here's the thing. I can't do it next week because I won't be here. I don't just mean a live stream, I mean in general. Because on Wednesday, I am going to be over in Dublin. Now, a while back I said, frankly, before the big ass plan we have going on for here, the LEV meetup, beer bath, all that, that anyone who donated in Weatherspoons, I would be able to just immediately transfer the money. And that is still technically true. I don't want to do that. Rather, when you donate, I'll have at least 100, maybe 150 in my pocket. I'll just order another drink. That's it. You instead get to choose the drink with the donation. So on the day when I do the live stream for Weatherspoons in Dublin, you just choose the drink. Not the food. Don't be a dick. Because, you know, I can only eat so much food. I can drink a lot of booze if you let me pace. And after I say goodbye to Claire, I'll have the rest of the night free. It means I have the rest of the night for you guys. Especially if I'm by a chair that has a fucking charger. Anyway, I suppose you all want to know my opinion on Starfield. I really like it. Do I love it? Nah. Can't love anything Bethesda makes anymore. Can I really like it? Does it have that core gameplay loop, sort of heroin shoot right into my veins? Yeah. Yeah, it does. I've only made 2 characters. One as a literal test called Test, and another now called Richard. And they're both combat heavy. I'm waiting for the moment where I'm going to play as a dialogue heavy dude. But speaking of dialogue, I should really talk about what the stream goal up there is. I don't think anyone's really who's watching is gonna be shocked by it. But if anyone donates, you'll help reach the goal of the LEV meetup, which is in March in Philadelphia. Come one, come all. I just need to be able to buy the ticket. And the accommodation too. I said fuck it. And why did I say fuck it? Because of the reward, quote unquote, with giant fucking asterisks that you guys get. If we hit the goal, I will go into the bathroom, set up the tripod, set up my phone, or drag this chair and table in, probably not the chair, but the table, into the bathroom, fill up the bath full of beer, probably Carling, honestly. Because it's cheap. For what you get, it's the cheapest proportionally. And we'll do a live stream from the bath. Now we have other fun games planned, one of which, I'll tell now, is a little thing called a auction. I will get myself a bottle, and I will write your name on it on one side. That's right, you're going to be drinking my bath water, motherfuckers. The biggest donator, not that night, at first. I don't know, maybe other people donate too, we'll see. The biggest donator overall will get an automatic bottle sent to them. Beyond that, it's just for spectacle, and it probably won't even be reached. You guys have been incredibly generous towards it, but, you know, still 1,000. If you guys pay for the ticket, at the very least, I'll find a bird bath. How about that? No, I'm not gonna find a bird bath. I'll find some equivalent. I can get a party keg around about Christmas. I can make out with the hobgoblin keg like I did that one time. Anyway, let's have this down as a tempo. We actually don't have that long to watch, because as soon as the booze gone, I'm already starting to feel a bit groggy. I've had a fun day. And I also made a chicken curry that's kind of just sitting in the oven there waiting for me. I'm not eating that on stream. I'm letting the last of the Doritos I ate digest. I've been a bit on a bender. Won't lie. Not the fun ones, the more sad ones. As a result, let's not say it was all sad, but as a result, I think a cutoff point has to happen. So, if nothing else, I'm out of money. And I can't touch that money, so I'm out of money. But yeah, let's get into some content. And you also know what else is up. You know, what's up, tubes? Many things. The most obvious one is like, sharing, and subscribing. Check out the links down below. I have to find out a date. I think the 20th is when we're going to have the watch party. So be sure you renew that shit. If you're wondering about the next game, it's going to be Desert of Carrick, and we'll just pretend that this week wasn't a fucking flub. Huh? How about we just get on with our day? But what else we got? I've got a lot of good stuff for tomorrow planned. And yeah, like I said, I like Starfield. I like Baldur's Gate and I like Starfield. So those are two games this year I really like. But neither of them could run very well on my computer while live streaming. Now this is the perfect video to start off with. I'm not hungry, so it won't make me hungry. But it could make me hungry, in theory.
Welcome to a very special episode where
Look how douchey he is. He looks like when he's pretending to be an adult man as like the younger man when the stay-at-home teacher gives him an after-school curricular activity.
Daniel Williams.
Ever see that? Whenever I see a baseball cap.
For those of us who haven't heard of First We Vibe, which you have many more Instagram followers than I do, so very few people haven't. But what is First We Vibe?
First we vibe. Typically, I like to listen to music, smoke weed, and cooking. So that's how the whole concept all kind of came about.
Good solid opener.
Absolutely.
And what are we making today?
We're making a bulgogi Philly cheesesteak.
Bulgogi Philly cheesesteak.
Bulgogi.
That sounds really, really good.
For me, the best part of this is
And a hell of Philly cheesesteak, which is great because if we get a Philly cheesesteak, then of course we get a reference to what I'll be doing in March, which is almost certainly getting an extra 20 pounds fatter by eating a bunch of chili feast steaks. Good old feast steaks. They're superior to cheesesteaks. Why? Hey, are those new socks you're wearing? Those look passable.
the two fried eggs with it.
Fried
yeah.
eggs on a cheesesteak?
Yeah. You can add.
Oh, I don't like that.
Well,
No, I don't like the sound of that.
The ribeye for a good 30, 45 minutes just
we
to
got
firm it up.
Ooh,
Oh, yes.
that looks nice.
That's beautiful.
That's gonna make for a good sandwich. While it's in the freezer, what can we work on?
We can do the marinade actually right now.
All right, let's make the marinade.
So we're gonna quarter up half onion, half a pear as well.
And this all gets blended up.
Blend it up. Yep.
1 onion, quartered.
Half a pear, 1 full green onion, 2 teaspoons sesame oil, 4 garlic cloves, soy sauce.
Oh, right.
2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Perfect.
Look at what's going on with being extra loud.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So for the sauce, we'll do a QP mayo base.
Say when.
When?
And then we'll do just a dash of sesame oil, and then a good tablespoon.
That's it?
Yep.
So usually no sauce on a cheesesteak. So
No, but I'm a huge fan of the gochujang mayo with bulgogi.
So, steak is reasonably firm. Makes
Yeah.
nice solid thump when you knock the fat. This is a good sign. Slice this up super thin?
Yes.
Oh yeah, nice thin slices. This is very important with cheesesteak because otherwise it's going to get like a little chewy. And if it's too thick, then you're going to be pulling strips out of the sandwich.
Yeah, my first Philly cheesesteak. Oh my god! Can you tell me drink it all day? My first Philly cheesesteak was very chewy. I can't say I loved it. I loved all the stuff that came with it. The bread was lovely. Even the setting was lovely. I didn't just get like a little standard one. I got like a foot long motherfucker. I ate that over the course of 3 days. But I remember taking my first bite into it and noticing how goddamn hard it was just to fucking separate the damn thing.
Steak and turn it into a sandwich. Do the decent thing and slice it up into some very thin slices that your mouth can
Makes for a better bite.
make for a better bite. What are we doing?
Especially when you got bruxism like I
Slice
do.
that pretty thinly,
All right, I can do that.
and then that will just go
Cube's teeth.
marinate as well.
All right, so then we're gonna marinate this in that funky pear
Yep.
bulgogi mixture. How long is this going for?
If you don't have patience, 30.
I
If you
don't.
have a little bit more patience, an hour.
Okay.
I don't think I can do it. All right, so now what?
So we're just gonna go straight to the hot stove. We'll go medium to high heat, and then we'll pretty much just cook it until the marinade has kind of turned into like a nice little char on it.
All that sugar in the marinade, the fruit puree.
Along with
That probably
the
smells amazing.
It's a beautiful mixture. We can
No-
add
no help.
cheese to it.
I don't want to backseat cheese, but I think you could load that up.
Probably could fry the eggs first.
Never heard of a cheesesteak with ranch.
And now there you go. That's when you lose me. The fucking eggs. The fried eggs. I've said this before. I like eggs, but I don't like fried eggs. I find fried eggs to be dull and dead. Whereas raisin, I was thinking that myself. Oh, there you go. Speak of the fucking sexy devil. The succubus coming in to tell you to mine more coins or use your credit card to secure more. You know? Hi, Raisin. I'm kind of more tired than I am drunk, but can you blame me after a couple of days? Even my funds based on alcohol eventually run out. Though I could have started this earlier. I didn't want to. For fried fresh eggs, much more flavor. Raisin, I'm in the countryside. All our eggs are fresh. Doesn't change the fact. I've only ever known fresh eggs. And then, you know, I still bite them in and sunny side up or flip them over. Doesn't matter. I don't know. They don't appeal to me the same. They're good placements to put pepper into, I will say that. Get them even. Then you kind of throw it in. You give me a couple of eggs with omelets? Oh. Or poaching those fuckers. Scrambled, it really depends, I think, of the butter you use. The sort of country crock that Cobes eats, no. You need real, like, Kerrygold butter, you know, and the one that comes in the metal foil. Makes you think that you're going to be buying opium. Like, you just fucking go to town on that shit. That's how you get the fluff. No, it's all about the air and the lack of all. Duck eggs, hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eggs on it. That's
Well, duck eggs are glorious. Goose eggs and duck eggs are great because they're massive in comparison.
Which from that thing is not.
Just one.
Yeah.
One's all you need.
Exactly.
Fried eggs, but I need to do them myself.
Shall we assemble? Let's bring it
Yeah,
over
let's
to the
assemble.
I like the Rio Coroni. No, that's the thing. I'm not for them. It needs to be as smooth as glass. I don't know. It's just I'll eat it. But I ate a breakfast sandwich a few days ago, and it had a fried egg in it, and it was cooked the way I wanted, but I bit into it, and it was the worst part of the whole damn thing. I should have asked without it. I didn't because I was in a rush.
Fried egg. Crack on me.
Scotch eggs with duck egg. Ooh, I'd try them. Hell yeah. Yeah, you'd love this. I'd be like, I'll try it.
There we go. Yeah.
Now that's a cheese.
that's
as a
how it's
cheese
done.
stick.
Now the best way to eat this.
Well, that looks like snot, frankly. I bet it tastes pretty good, despite the egg.
Yep, that's all I need to see.
That's my take on it.
There's
And if
cheese
you
stick
have to
that
have a meal despite something, then just drop it.
bulgogi
Or
marinade
find a good
brings a little
substitute.
bit of acidity.
Or take the
And
essence out of it.
Provolone was a perfect pick, and then the egg is just like an extra. You like this?
I'd have gone way different with my cheese.
Sorry.
No one puts on an egg on his cheesesteak. He literally went into Babish's kitchen and said, put it on a cheesesteak. There you go. It doesn't appeal to me. What do you say, guys? Does that appeal to you? I suppose I'd eat it just because of the situation. You know, if I was put down in front of somebody. It's just... Well, that did not appeal to me. And it wasn't just because I'm groggy and a bar burger. The same thing. That's like putting one of those giant fucking onion rings on top of the shit. That's such an American thing to do. Yeah, no. Hard pass myself. Now you want to work with something else? How about you dice up that fucking steak? Or even add different meats instead of a steak. Chili cheesesteak doesn't need to be beef, does it? What sort of cheese are you using? How rich is it? Why is that cheese not overflowing the side of the fucking bun? What sort of bread are you using? What sort of sauce? There's so many angles. I respect their decision to go in this direction. I would not ask for it. Gotta use this clean skillet. I don't know. Working with some bacon. But then afterwards, I still agree. You gotta go and put that thing under the fucking sink. Runny egg on top of a stack of pancakes, maple all over it. That's living. And oh, Jesus Christ! No wonder you guys won the fucking revolution. You just had so much fucking protein in your veins. You're like that joke from Thank You from Smoking, where the dude who represented nuclear power had a bit of American cheese for his birthday put on top of an apple pie, like a little American flag on top of it. Ugh. Blech. All right. Let's see if there's anything I can share with you that I want to save for tomorrow. Not really. Nope. All right. Let's go into some unknown territory. Alright, we'll watch one of this guy's videos. I'm starting to really fall for him. Well, from 5 viral of them pass. Following instruction from Joshua Wiseman. Face reveal, okay. That's a tall burger.
I'm always intimidated by Josh's recipes because they seem too complicated, but I feel like most of you here are just to see me struggle, so here we go.
Here's a little
Kind
refresher
of.
on how I make this Hokkaido-style burger bun.
My first
Hokkaido.
viral video was making Joshua's burger bun, and since then my cooking skills have improved so much, so I promise you this time I'll make no mistakes.
It's very easy. In a small saucepan, add 2 tablespoons or 18 grams of all-purpose flour.
In a
Okay.
small saucepan, add 2 tablespoons of
I like the
all-purpose
bread
flour.
person. We do have some heavy food. Oh, dude, like America. Did you see what Mango posted up on the Discord? Fucking hell. Like, forget having fries and an appetizer and a dessert and a beer and then going for beers afterwards. Just have that delivered in a fucking crate and eat it. And then afterwards be like, I just have to let that digest for about go to sleep. And when you wake back up, then maybe, I don't know, you could have yourself a fucking cup of tea, maybe.
Whisk in a quarter cup or 60 milliliters of whole milk,
A quarter cup of whole milk,
and 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of water.
and 2 tablespoons of water.
Whisk it till smooth, put them on the stove over medium heat,
Whisk the flour and liquid till smooth and then move to the stove on medium heat.
and let that cook while stirring occasionally until it thickens.
Stirring occasionally till it thickens. So this is probably not thick enough.
Which
No, a
is
little
only
bit
takes like
thicker.
30 to 60 seconds.
It only takes 30 to 60 seconds, which is still more than my usual. So I got distracted
Uh.
from my coffee machine for 30 seconds and this is what I came back to.
Oh
Do you guys
no.
think this is enough?
Then just scoop your goop and place it to the side.
I think my goop is ready to stabilize bricks, so we're gonna have to do another.
Fast food and high fructose too don't count. Ugh. Home cooking is where it's at. Sure it is. And then some smart guy, so some generally smart person will see it and buy the rights for you to work in their restaurant. Then they'll market it as, I don't know, Auntie Raisin's home time cooking. And then it'll be a range. And then they'll get sponsorships and franchises. And then, even though you're receiving percentages, you're not receiving the most percentage. And then you'll notice the food quality drops to nothing. And then in a big fight in the boardroom, you'll go and storm in and say, my food tastes like shit and I want better cut of the profit. Probably not in that order, probably in the reverse, because that's how, I know his family doesn't want to talk about it, but Colonel Sanders was all about those percentages. And then, you know, the guy who will eventually be played by the guy from Spider-Man Homecoming will just kind of stare at you and go, piss off, sign the contract. And then they'll be out, you'll wander outside outside your local Auntie Raisins for a few nights, a few weeks even, probably drunk on Kentucky bourbon, until you're taken home and you write a book and make an appearance on Leno, and then you don't appear for 20 years until you start posting some really racist shit up on Twitter under a pseudonym, and then you die. And that's how American food works, folks. English too, but not to the same degree.
The one kind of reminds me of home because this is what my mom's oatmeal.
Ooh, something to do with the Food Network as well.
Temp is much more successful. I use medium,
but only if you
low
play
heat
ball.
instead of high heat. Now I'll scoop our goop into a container and set it to the side.
In a container, add half a cup or 120 milliliters of whole milk.
In a container, add half a cup
Auntie
of whole milk,
Half a
Raisins
cup plus 2
will
tablespoons
fill
of water.
you
half a
up.
cup of water.
Heat that so it's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Accidentally overheated to 100 Fahrenheit.
For 21
Sounds
grams
about
of
right.
granulated sugar.
9 plus 10 grams of cane sugar.
2.5 teaspoons or 8 grams of instant yeast.
8 grams of instant yeast.
And let that sit until it gets nice and frothy.
Let it sit till it looks like it's made by a tattooed barista.
Now, snag a stand mixer.
Our war against
A
machines is still
many,
going on.
many
This is
drug
what we
tattoo
talk about.
In the
barista.
bowl, add 3.5 cups
So
of
many
525
pills.
grams of bread flour.
In the bowl, add 525 grams of bread flour.
Turn your mixer on to medium-low.
Whisk the fork on medium-low.
Add all of your yeasty, milky froth.
Add all of my yeasty, milky crotch.
Tangzong, which now looks like
Makes
a very
sense.
hockey puck.
I've seen a lot of bread recipes on the internet and everybody seemed to love this tanzhong paste. So I did some research and here's what I found. Tanzhong is a cooked flour and liquid mixture that's used in Chinese and Japanese baking. This pre-gelatinization process changes the structure of the starch molecules of the bread, making them more resistant to breaking down during baking. This results in a softer, more tender, and sort of stretchy bread. This paste also helps to improve the shelf life of bread by preventing them from drying out, as well as adding a little bit of that sweet flavor.
See, you'd almost said
You
it,
guys
it's
already know I like to
moist.
play with white, slimy, gelatinous.
1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk.
1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk.
Let that mix for about
This
2
guy's
seconds.
jokes are like 80% cum. So is his food. Oh!
Begins to form a smooth dough.
Mix it about 2 to 3 minutes till it becomes a smooth dough. Took me about a little more than 10 minutes, and this is as smooth as I can get it to be.
Then add 3 tablespoons unsalted butter.
Then add 3 tablespoons unsalted butter.
1 tablespoon at a time. Let that mix until the dough is a smooth ball.
This is the most annoying and messy part of making a brioche bun, especially since I forgot to let the butter come to room temperature.
Or you couldn't afford to get a mixer the way that they always tell you to do in these fancier videos. You gotta do it the original way.
So you just keep squeezing and melting it with your hand till it reaches room temperature. And I call this method the finger butter.
Yeah! Plop that dough out of the stand mixer, roll it into a light ball, and place
80%, perhaps higher.
After a long time of kneading the butter, the dough becomes nice and smooth like this. The reason why it looks like a days old roadkill is because the butter hasn't been incorporated into the
Listen,
dough.
it looks like when you put on the earliest form of certain types of insulation. And you kind of like scrape it down and you move off and put another type of insulation on. And it hardens.
Rubbing the butter into the dough. It looks like I still have to rub it for about 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna go rub it on the couch. Be careful though, because it might get a little messy. Once it's no longer separating, we can move on to the next step.
I'm gonna upgrade it to 90%.
Or until and doubled.
We'll put it in a greased bowl, cover it, and let it rest for about 30 minutes.
Now, love your little dough man, respect him, and then release him from this world from whence he came.
Love my little dough man, respect him, and release him because he came.
Be sure to degas
Churn your butter, motherfucker.
Making sure our dough is
Butterfucker.
degassed nicely.
I degassed about 3 minutes ago.
Divided into 8 to 9 equal pieces, depending on how big you want them.
I prefer eating big buns, so I'm gonna divide it into 8 pieces.
I don't appreciate that Conan joke just because it was Conan.
Evenly spaced apart on a baking sheet lined with parchment.
Because a rule, I'm a 90s kid, so my hatred to Conan comes entirely from his former colleagues on The Simpsons. Except for that first joke. Only I may dance. I think the Futurama one's better, where he's reminded that he doesn't have a soul, he doesn't give a fuck. Bender doesn't give a fuck, and then Conan screams out, "Or freckles!" Yeah, you don't have freckles, motherfucker. You don't have pigments, because you don't have skin.
Pull it back while keeping constant contact with the work surface. We're just trying to create some tension on the surface to keep it nice and smooth.
Cover those with another inverted rim baking sheet and let that proof at room temp for 30 minutes.
Once all 8 pieces of dough is rolled out, we'll put it on a parchment paper on a baking sheet and cover with plastic wrap, letting them rest on my kitchen counter for about 30 minutes.
Then just brush each of your buns with egg wash, which is literally just one beaten egg with a splash of water.
When they're all puffy like this, we're gonna brush it with some egg wash, which is just an beaten egg.
Then just give all of those a beautiful sprinkle with sesame seeds.
Now we'll give
whoever this OG guy is, I don't like him. He's too, like, organized. The guy he's actually getting his idea from, like, I think I've heard the name. It's just, it doesn't appeal to me. That's sort of like, oh my god, do the thing because it's funny because I put it through a sound editor. Look what I can do in Photoshop. Well, I could do that too if I wasn't so lazy and a drunk. Yeah.
Of sesame seeds.
Anyway, bake those at 3
Dare you improve your quality.
Ideally for 17 minutes or until deep golden brown and
Gorgeous.
Now we'll bake them at 375.
Now I feel like Lionel Hutz looking after the kids watching what's it, LA Law? Oh yeah, sure, that's how lawyers work. They live in fancy skyscrapers and have beautiful secretaries. Hollywood.
butter and let them cool on a wire rack completely.
Now we'll pull those puppies out. I think they're already pretty shiny, so I'm gonna skip on the butter. I'm surprised at how big and round they are. Rumor has it the Kardashians used this recipe to prepare for the Met Gala.
Now let's talk.
I knew.
Zenny sauce, our more exciting Big Mac sauce. Start off with half a cup or 120 grams of mayonnaise.
Starting with a quarter of a cup
Mayonnaise.
I just ran out of regular mayo, so I'm gonna use some I give a second chance to Kewpie mayo.
3 tablespoons or 42 grams of ketchup. Look, technically
Cool.
you don't use ketchup in theirs from what I understand, but I don't care and this makes it significantly better in my opinion.
I've never cared about the Big Mac sauce, so I'll add as much ketchup as Papa says.
3 tablespoons or 42 grams of yellow mustard.
3 tablespoons of yellow mustard.
Oh,
One
oh!
finely diced bread and butter pickle. 3
What you're gonna
tablespoons
sound
of
at after you've eaten this burger?
fine dice of sweet onion.
I don't have pickles or onions, but I got these pickled onions, so I'm just gonna brunoise and use these instead. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone.
Nice job, team.
An eighth of a teaspoon of
Ugh.
garlic powder.
An eighth of a teaspoon of
You've
onion
just killed
powder.
his
1
young.
clove of grated garlic.
An eighth of a teaspoon of garlic powder.
Season that bad boy to taste with salt and pepper.
An eighth of a teaspoon of lemon juice.
Give it some whiskey business
Giving whiskey business.
until thoroughly combined, and that's it.
Until thoroughly combined and homogeneous, and that's it.
I mean, look at this stuff. I'd like to jump off and take
Homogeneous.
a little bath in this.
Look at this stuff. I'd like to jump off.
We're almost there. Let's just get our toppings put together. Snag some iceberg lettuce. You only need half a head.
Now we'll take half a head of crispy water.
Shave that nice and thin so you get little iceberg ribbons.
Shave it nice and
Real
thin
butter,
so
none of that
crispy
fucking
water
spread
strips.
shit.
Place it into a bowl along with
Deep,
optionally a
rich,
small handful of
creamy
fresh Italian
butter.
parsley that's been finely chopped.
Place it in a bowl and choose the option.
Yeah, you gotta slow heat that shit.
In the zest from
And stir it. That's not something you can just leave on the pan where you go and look at the TV for a bit.
just to give it a little bit of fresh.
Believe me, every Irish person knows that at least once.
I like to skip on the herbs, but not the zest, because I like it zesty in my mouth.
Now toss all that together, and that's your lettuce component.
Toss it together and that's it. But in all seriousness, Josh's technique of adding lemon zest and lettuce has changed my life. It adds a lot of freshness.
If
It
you
would,
want,
yeah.
Slice that beauty
Hell,
super duper
You could
razor
do that with fucking breadcrumbs. I should think of doing that with breadcrumbs. That could work a lot on many different dishes. Oh, did I just learn of a new idea? Ooh. Ooh, on chicken. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
So slice an onion razor thin. These black spots on the onion kind of looks like my teeth. Is this safe to consume?
But most importantly, give them a nice rinse under cold water after slicing.
We'll rinse the onion slices in cold water right after this time lapse.
Lapse of judgment. Alcohol.
I see people doing this at restaurants a lot. They also soak spring onions. I wonder what does it do?
This will help reduce some of their bite and any bitterness and leave a fragrant, delicious, and sweet onion flavor.
Soaking
I'm
cold
actually
water
still
made the
like
onions
full of food, so this is actually ideal for me because while I have a meal waiting, where to wolf it down, I'm very content with what's going on in my belly, especially because I'm full of beer. I have another can left too, which actually, believe it or not, means that we're almost about halfway done with the evening. Oh, we'll move away from food after this.
significantly stiffer and bigger, which is a quality I don't have.
Okay, it's assembly time. First, two buns.
Ah.
Of those, you're going to cut one of them in half, and then
Yeah.
the other, you're going to cut just a round slice.
We'll start our assembly with 2 buns. The first one will cut it in half, and the second one will only cut out the middle.
So you get that 3-tier effect.
Like many other things, adding a third will definitely make it more interesting.
You know the procedure.
Truth.
Toast your buns in butter
Though,
in the pan, kind of like your
not
grilled
as
cheese.
fun as you might think at times.
Lovely on all cut slices.
Anyway.
We'll melt some butter in the pan and toast all sides of the bun till it's golden like this.
For the
Mm.
burger patty, I'd recommend fattier ground beef. I prefer something sub 80% lean, personally.
I'm gonna use 85% lean because that's the only thing I have.
And this is why grinding your own is always going to win.
But I thought that is just about flexing.
It's not just about flexing. Okay, sometimes it's about flexing. I knew it! Anyway, you'll need 2 pounds. Separate that into 8 evenly sized balls.
I have about 1.5 pounds, and I'm gonna
Yeet.
make some 6-ounce balls.
Get a pan that's been lightly greased with oil. Get it screaming hot over medium-high heat.
Lightly grease the surface of the pan and get it screaming hot over medium-high heat.
Then place a ball into the center. You should immediately hear sizzle.
When you place it on the pan, it should sound like this.
Ooh.
Press it down using the back of the spoon so it's nice and flat.
Press it down using a saucepan so it's nice and flat.
Now season that generously with salt and pepper and let them sear for
One of these things is poorer than the other.
brown.
We'll season generously and let them sear for 2 minutes till it reaches a rich, crisp brown.
Flip.
Brown.
About to bust down.
Oh my lord, this burger sear has me on a one-way train to... I might have some sort of skin infection town.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Stop!
Add a cheese slice of your choice to both the bottom bun and the middle bun.
I only have one slice of mozzarella left, so I'm gonna whip out the wheel of raclette. This thing's been stinking up my fridge for almost a month now. Every time
That would not last a month in my thing.
this comes out. I already got used to the radioactive chicken smell, but this one is gonna take a while.
Give those a nice
I guess he wanted it to make it more even. Hi there, Red. Tomorrow, by the way, Red will be joining Krendar and myself. Though you may see other versions of Krendar on the screen. For at least 2. I know. Terrifying. But hear me out. It will be hilarious.
Under the broiler or with a kitchen torch.
Give those a nice melt with a kitchen torch. Do you think these are burnt or perfectly melted?
To the bottom bun, add your lettuce, followed by your sweet onion, a generous dollop or 2 of your sauce.
It's like...
I usually only add meat to my bottom bun, but this time we're doing lettuce, onions, and some sauce.
Then to the middle bun, again, add your lettuce, your paper-thin crisp sweet onion, more sauce, then your other burger patty.
So we'll repeat the same things we just did to the middle bun.
Add more sauce to the top of the patty. Yes, I want this big.
Now I'm gonna add more sauce and more onions onto the top patty.
Then grab the top bun, and you know what needs to be done. Crown your king. Now look at this drippy, absolute gentleman of a burger.
I don't know what it is, but my burger strangely resembles a car crash. So as it's turning into the Leaning Tower of Pisa, we'll grab the top bun and crown our king.
I'm just thinking of something out of like Final Fantasy in the background when you're like grinding. Like Final Fantasy 10, just what his burger is just like a tower in the background. No one knows who built it. Oh, is that a JoJo reference? Is it? Is it?
This is definitely the tallest burger I've ever made in my life. I'm gonna post it on Instagram to see what you guys think.
Right.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in.
Why is the Runa marker 3?
I got options.
Overcompensating. I've seen bigger.
Whenever I start to feel good about myself, I just check Instagram to fix the problem. Now let's try it and rate it 1 through 13.
Let's see. Apparently this is a face reveal, so... Yeah, he doesn't know how to bite it either. Face down, ass up. That's the way you bite this burger, apparently.
As you can tell, I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out how to fit this in my mouth. I usually don't have that problem with meat. Half of my face is covered up with sauce. And to celebrate for 1,000 subscriber, I'll give you a money shot. You can already see the 2
He has a chin!
comments under this video. First being how Americans are fat because this is what they eat. And second is how Future Canoe likes to take down tall, big, thick, dark piles of meat. But overall, I think this recipe does taste better than a Big Mac.
correct.
Obviously, the brioche bun is a killer as usual.
There's just better ingredients! That's not
I
low!
have to say, it doesn't really taste like a Big Mac anymore. It just tastes like a gourmet burger. The best part about a Big Mac is the taste of the plastic cheese.
Like, if you eat a Big Mac, you know, you're gonna bite into it, you're gonna be like, well, I'm driving. Anyway, you know, like... It's something you eat when you are heading home and you forgot to buy groceries, right? It's the thing your 5-year-old thinks is passable. It's fucking McDonald's. It is the default of food. Fast food, that is. You want better? Well, you'll find it long before you leave the realm of fast food. But you'll also find a lot worse, too. I wonder what the worst is. Everyone knows their favorite is, but I wonder if we can all reach a consensus on the worst. I think Burger King might be the worst. But what do you guys think? Google, Tony Robbins hungry. I know that one. Big ass fucking jaw.
and the plastic beef. Without those, it kind of makes me feel like I'm making better decisions in life.
Oh, they've been too expensive
I
for
think
years.
Josh's recipe is a 10
Every
out of
few
10,
years to
and
go
my
into.
execution today will be an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
Alright,
it could be
thank
worse.
you.
But... how much is a Big Mac here in Ireland? They're building a McDonald's in Carrick here, and it's like the talk of the town. Because it's right on the intersection where everyone drives past. Very smart of them. It's also, of course, going to be a drive-through. Big Mac meal, Ireland price. All right. Big Mac meal, 33. Is that this one or pancakes and porridge? Ah, yes, that's what I want to go into. McDonald's fucking porridge. Meals under 400 calories. Meals under 6 features. Big Mac meal, 8. 720. Not counting. Basically anything else you get. And a Big Mac meal will almost certainly give you like some fries and world famous fries, your choice of Coca-Cola or other fountain drink. That's it. And of course then they'll always push it to make it extra big. For only 50 cents extra. So you're not too far off. We're not too far off either. Fair option, way too. Really? Okay. A garlic bread. Oh, Domino's garlic breads are glorious. The sort of circular ones. They use the same base. That's lovely. And you keep the because they all come with their own dips. So you keep your crust, and then you kind of, after you've done with the main thing of the pizza, you kind of work away on the dips with the crust. It's Red's garden. Oh well, in that case, well, forget what the fuck you're talking about, man, because we're just gonna have ourselves a crazy ass time. Assuming there's no more varmints in your goddamn garden, there, Red. So I look at them and your garden's brilliant. Is that a potty tunnel I see you've worked there, or is that by the way, is that a polytunnel, or do you actually have a conservatory? And if so, that itself would have been its own journey just to put together. Eating some tomatoes and corn, maybe some peppers. Well, it's tomatoes and pepper right there. You get yourself some chicken, dice up some spuds. That's a meal. Hell of a meal too, if you know what the hell you're doing with your spices. And your obviously proportion. Right. Let's move off from food, because I am more groggy than I am hungry. Right. I've been partying for a while. Even kings need to rest sometimes. Look at Odin and his Odin sleep. Well, I'm pretty soon gonna partake in LEV sleep. Next time you see me get drunk will almost certainly be on Wednesday next. Yeah, like actually, have you thought about branching out into chickens or hell, if you want to get wild, little hogs or goats even, a little less hassle than pigs. Cobes will be off. No, we have to watch this tomorrow just because I'm Irish. just because of the bigotry and the hate and the stereotype. There, I even added it for tomorrow. We'll watch it. We'll watch it. In fact, Magic has sent me one, believe it or not. He said, I have to watch this on stream. So, it's quite rare. So, hell yeah. Wait, real life Peter Griffin played live Starfield? Oh, dude, if there was a clip of it, that'd be perfect. Oh, is it him still fucking up his wine?
What up, YouTube? I just got done burping it. It was really tight. Within the first 2 hours...
He doesn't leave it alone. It's destroying all the alcohol inside it. You have to let it release, and that's why I said get yourself a balloon and put a single hole in it and then put it on top. That does release it. It's not very practical. He obviously needs an airlock, but... Spread the garden, added some more soil, added 2 more. Raised garden beds and added half cubic meter of soil. Chickens would not last long here. Cats, crows, possums. Oh, that's right. Same with rabbits then. You need something bigger. Again, hogs. But a hog is not cheap. Even a piglet. I don't just mean to buy. You gotta maintain those motherfuckers. And if you're gonna buy something that big, almost certainly, like, you couldn't just leave them to their own devices. You have to make sure they're okay. Then are you gonna look them in the eye when the time's right and put a fucking bullet in them or and slit their throat? Then you have to learn how to fucking gut them or spend money for someone who does know how to gut them to come over and do it. So yeah.
Leave it on there tight, it'll build up your carbon monoxide.
Monoxide? Monoxide. Good old monoxide.
You see them bubbles fermenting.
I know a few things about, but like, if I were to be, you know what? If I were to be ripped open right now and consumed in some weird Aztec festival, I would get everybody fucking plastered. Budding plants is so much easier.
You're making this in the jug. If you don't have the top or a balloon,
I skip.
you gotta release the pressure after the first 2 hours.
Well, then you know a few things around about making the pain painless and then getting to work really good at it as soon as they hit the ground. And in some cases, they don't hit the ground. I watched a guy go to work on a deer in the back of his truck once. Jesus Christ. I always thought that I would actually give it a go one day, becoming a butcher. Just to see what it would be if I could... What you could get out of the pig until there was nothing left of the pig. What you could have a chicken, which would be a lot harder because it's smaller. What you could get out of basically every animal at some point. Even, yes, the most dangerous one of all. The manatee.
Release the lid. And then just barely leave it on there. That little gap right there, that'll release a lot.
And they're all coming in right now. Hi everyone, like, share, subscribe, blah blah blah.
For the next 10 to 12 days. And we're gonna make ourselves some homemade mango mead. Check out part 1. I showed you how I made it. There's that honey pretty much dissolving in the Tampico.
Yep.
What up, YouTube? I just got done burping it.
That's great without any context. He just got done burping it. Hey everyone, beyond liking, sharing, subscribing. I've got like a can and a half left, and I ain't got much time left myself. Once this is done, I'll see you tomorrow for Bearded Ramblings. I'll be a lot more sober, maybe a little hungover. Hopefully not. I haven't drank so much. I ate more than I drank today. But if you want to help out the stream goal, bigly help. I have a lot of stuff to cover tomorrow. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of stupid stuff, but tonight I'm kind of winging. I'm Wings Redemption it. Oh, maybe we should check out Wings. See what the sweet boy's up to. Wings of Redemption. Because ever since the fight, a lot of people haven't really been paying too much attention to him. Because deep down inside, everyone wanted Buggy to win. It didn't happen. Buggy just wasn't up for it. But Buggy still walked into that ring. Would you say the same in that situation? No, I wouldn't. But since then, how's he been doing? Foxy, oh my god. The lamb's potato pancakes. Actually, I had earlier today, and still the package here, Dramad's Irish homemade potato bread. Potato farrells. 2 of them. Big cubes. Still see the shape of them on the package. Full of potato goodness and delicious first time made with the finest grown potatoes. They are absolutely glorious. Dramad roots are important to us. That's all standard shilling shit. But what is great is that you add a little bit of hot butter on top of them. Oh, nah, they are the ultimate breakfast. That and some butter, maybe like a little bit of maybe a bacon slice or two, a rasher. That's a hell of a good way to open it. Because if you put a bit more into it, that enters more into the British breakfast sort of territory, or the continental breakfast, and it's too filling. And you spend the whole half of the day just farting and not feeling the most comfy of selves. It's I'm the real Poop Biscuit. I've always assumed if you were the real Poop, I should really purity test you. What's your stance on Jared Juggernaut Genesis? Don't bother checking his channel, look for it was taken down. Ooh, we can watch it after that. Let's see Egghead's take on it. I don't think we're looking at it tomorrow. A little too long. We have too much stuff to do. Extend you to the Fulag. Fulag sounds like a place in fucking China. Boxy says every Irish wife should know how to make this basic breakfast for the husband. It's a hoot. Wow, that's some truth. Actually, you fucking slappers need to double down and learn how to please your man outside of the bedroom, where you kind of just lay there and say you're the biggest she's had, because we all know you're lying. We all know you're lying. You're just saying it so you'll come quicker and it'll be over. That's a good Irish marriage, that is. How the hell did we overpopulate this island? Jesus Christ. Let's pick something small. I don't know what you're into. No. Oh, interesting. He took Crimson Fleet. I guess he's trying to be edgy and weird. Love his Dark Side Phil. Which weird because there is a Wings video of him. All right, fine.
Repeat it multiple times. Let people know. I just think we're not on the same page. Like, dude, why is nobody pushing upstairs? We have a sledge. It'll be about $1,800. I think it's funny that people think I'm kidding about the prices I just gave.
Never forget, he doesn't live in a trailer, but sometimes I think he'd have more respect if he fucking did. I mean, that time the sex toy package showed up to his mom and aunt, and they made a video and posted it. Was a bit. Oh, by the way, Raisin, if you want to get more of a hint of the guy you're going to be talking with on the 27th, your favorite son, he's going to be on Drunken Peasants. Bonus show. Recommend you pop in and see that. I'm going to try to anyway. Gotta pop in on Saturday, yeah. I bet. Which is the 9th, actually. On the 27th is when he's going to be on Your Boys show. So tune in for that. And don't forget, I'm going to be in Dublin on Wednesday for, well, just the 9th. I don't know what time on the 9th, but I'll be in the chat for that. Who is this person on stream? Wings? Really? Wings of Redemption. He fought Boogie in Keem's big fight from like a few months back. He's like a old school lolcow. You actually don't know who he is. I mean, respect if you don't. Like, you've clearly been living a more productive life than I have. I guess it's my privilege showing in that case. But this is Wings of Redemption. He was big back in the day of like the sort of COD fighting sort of game era. Like, he started making a little bit of money, and then he started to lose his clout, and when he started to lose his clout, he started to make fucking outlandish claims. He was kind of on par with Darkside Phil, and an early Keemstar. He threatened Keem live on stream by like doxing him and where he lived. But then, like, there was so much personal stuff about Wings that came out of the out of post that it just went from him being a streamer to him being a lolcow. Wings has never recovered. Rather, he's gone through stages of being a lolcow. Unlike, say, Darkside Phil, which is just a fucking joke, Wings, we all thought he was bouncing back, and that's what I still want to hear. But that whole thing with him needing his grandma to poke his asshole to get the turd out of it was, I don't know. I don't know if he can recover from that. Now, when you hear something like that, yeah, and he told that live on actually, you know what? Why am I watching Current if you don't even know basics? Dark Side, not Dark Side, Wings of Redemption, Grandma Finger. Constipation's a bitch.
Strong point. Shitting. When I put him on the FPS Kyle diet, which is a lot of salads and grilled chicken, basically.
So, if I remember right, Kyle was a good friend of, or if not Kyle, then oh god, I put them in the wrong screen. Sorry, give me a second. I'm getting drunk and tired. Come on, it's a very impromptu Wasted Wednesday. Didn't even call it Wasted Wednesday. All right. So, one of these guys here basically said that they would, when he was so fat, he couldn't even goddamn like stand up half the time. He said, "Hey man, I'll put you up in my home and I will give you a hardcore diet, like a proper diet and exercise thing." And we did FPS Russia. So anyway, I don't I think it's the same dude. Okay. Well, he said he'd put him up, and they even converted their bathroom for him. He was too fat to get into the shower, and he was an absolute disgrace of a guest. He was a disgrace of well, a student trying to lose weight. It was just a terrible situation. But here's the story.
Shitting. When I put him on the FPS,
Alas, not Ram Ranch,
which is a lot of salads and grilled chicken, basically, he didn't shit for a week. He didn't shit for so long. I called the only person who I truly know is a bit of a fitness expert, Joe Lozon, who's a UFC fighter, a man who is literally a fitness expert. He's a professional fighter, professional athlete, big name in the UFC. I'm like, he hasn't shat in 4 days, dude. He's like, what? He hasn't shat in 4 days. What do we do? He's like, well, if 3 or 4 more days go by, it's gonna be a problem. It's already a problem. I think, I'm just picturing the meals that he's taken in. That's still inside him somewhere. He's
more stuffing down the musket barrel.
it's like he's overloaded. I've seen what happens when you put.
He's he's the boiler that's like cracking along the edge, like.
Ammunition into a gun. Like what? Are we gonna blow this man's asshole out? And I kept thinking back to a story that Wings once told us.
Here we go.
He was very constipated for a while, and he hadn't been able to poop. And then he finally sat on the table, and I'm going to quote him instead of telling you what actually happened.
Wait, did you say sat on the table?
Toilet.
Oh, okay. That was going to be a more horrifying story.
It's much more horrifying than
hanging there.
Oh, it's about to take a turn.
He sits on the toilet, and he begins pooping. And to quote him, the turd came out sideways and log jammed in his asshole. And like if you can imagine like a long turd coming out an asshole and then somehow making a 90-degree turn.
How? Like that is. You know what the ideal turd is? Do you remember the transport ships the rebels had in Empire Strike Back when they were escaping Hoth? That's the ideal turd. That shape. The sort of oblong fish. How do you wedge that? Like, and yes, now next time you watch Star Wars and you see those ships up on screen, you think of me. And you remember that dog shite in the 90s used to be pure white. Have you always noticed that? Yeah.
And just wedging it open.
It was a breach.
Magic turd.
About to bite the good guy, and he sticks his mouth. That happened to his asshole, according to him. And he screamed out in pain, ah! And fell into the floor with the turd still lodged. And he was in so much pain, to quote him, there was only one thing to do, and that was call for Grandma.
What any of us would do.
Grandma! There's a turd log jammed in my butthole. Help me. And she did. Quickly, she came to his aid. Rubber gloves were placed. A finger was inserted. And the turd, such that it was broken up.
His grandmother fished shit out of his ass? Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
oh, I think I recognize that fourth name, except we can't see a face because there is no face. There was always just an image. And here's the thing about Mr. Medicare that I need to know. Is he still alive? Because I know he retired as the cancer got worse. But is he still alive? Does anyone know? I actually asked this about Dinor, of all living creatures, not too long ago. But I don't know the answer to either. Is Mr. Medicare alive? Or is a dog that was misquoted once? Oh, he's still alive? Okay, that's good. Now someone did fill in that, like Dino was saying. Alright, that's good. Well, yeah, no, that's good. I've never had any hate towards Mr. Medicare, especially willing to have. I wouldn't want him to die. He's given me a lot of laughs over the years. I love this crazy people storyline. I think he's a bit of a cunt at times, but you know, a lot of people can be bits of cunts. But at the same time, I don't want him to get cancer. As for Dinor, yeah, Dinor's was mentioned a while too. He's probably getting old now at this point now. Fuck's sake, poor Dinor. I actually see Medicare as the proto down the rabbit hole, but he added his own personal gripes and grievances in. And I think that takes him away, and why I prefer Internet Historian and Down the Rabbit Hole more than Medicare. But Medicare still taught me a lot. And again, about shit, too. Yeah, I couldn't stand with him over the whole Channel Awesome thing. God, he was so pissy towards 90 of them, 9% of them. But he still gave Brad Jones a pass, my favorite boy of them all. Why was he? Here's not. It's not a hot take, but apparently it is in the higher circles. Doug Walker seems to get so much hate that he doesn't deserve, long before and long after, with nothing to do in proportion to change the channel. If you strip that out, there are so many people who hate his fucking guts, and all I'm thinking of, there's a good chance he wouldn't be standing there without him. You're not going to acknowledge that? Like, we wouldn't have the online personalities we would today without people like Doug. But I think it was a lot of that was to do with the The Wall from Pink Floyd video. That was kind of a hard watch, I won't lie. Anyway, that was him with him Wings getting fingered, right? That's been established, but we can go further with Wings. Wings of Redemption. Grandma Boy Aunt. Now, when did this happen? A lot of it's about when his grandma died, and maybe it wasn't his grandma then, maybe it was his sex toy. Sex toy. Oh! Such as grandma's sex toys. He did more than that, though. Way more than that. He's like live on the like he's live on his porch with the toys. It's very odd. Yep. All right. I don't know the exact video. If anyone can think of it, please send it my way. I'm not firing on all cinder blocks, as Zhao Dezong would once say. Jim may have a lot of hot takes. Not seen anybody refute what he says. Yeah, you don't see that many counters, do you? Oh, I saw one, and his name was fucking Sargon, and well, ended badly for him, didn't it? Oh, and Mundane Matt. Medicare is one of the few. Well, yeah, he was a well-established person. I don't know. Ever since Total Biscuit died, I'm always like very aware that. I mean, I already knew that every single person streaming is a person. It's just how quickly ones can vanish, and that's why the ones who are really bad health, like really, like shock me that they're still around. All right. So if we. All right. So I can't find the sex toy one. So we'll just see if there's a new. So Wing's main thing is that he freaks out so loudly and so angrily that he ends up breaking his controllers and just basically commands his chat to give him vast quantities of money because he hates doing what he does. And then he'll turn around and say, "It's all I know what to do, man." Like he has no respect for his chat. He has no respect for his community. He has no respect for anyone but what he wants then and there. That is Wing's main thing. Phil does the exact same thing, but his journey was a bit more self-serving.
Not bait, guys. This is an attack-heavy map, but to win attacks on this map, you gotta be in.
No, I've never seen it happen either. That's, I think, why when he came out and said he had cancer, that some people were like, haha, got him. What, did you literally wave your hand at him and gave him did you fire the cancer gun from the Harley Quinn show? Like, no. No, that's not how that works. You didn't get him. You could turn around and be petty about it. And if you don't want to watch him, don't watch him. I didn't watch him during the COVID shit. He got way too, look at all these racist quotes. Yeah, I see them there. Lots of stone toss going in there. Okay, I'm gonna go and stop watching it. And I did stop watching it. I don't want him to fucking get cancer. Or COVID, for that matter. I don't know if he ever got COVID.
For some reason.
Hope he didn't. They're all edited videos. I just want some raw shit. Oh my god, I don't care. No. No, back in my day, you could just find a bit of Wings just screaming at someone for no reason. Look how much edited shit there is. Never been more miserable. How Wings of Redemption's life has been ruined by his fans. They're not his fucking... His fans don't ruin him. His trolls ruin him. Alright, I don't want to sound a bad mood. Let's move on. If Wings not redeem himself, then all I can do is move on and look at Morn. Hi, Morn. Well, you guys enjoy that. I'm going to have a nice sleep, but when I wake back up... Alright, I'm going to look at content chat and see if it's in. Well, here's one that my roommate sent me. The Great Flood by Atheist. Oh, from Dark Matter. Okay. How old is this? Oh, is he just finding out about Dark Matter? Ah, no. Really? That's be more of a blast from us, for God's sake. Every time I see that name, I'm like, oh god, has the Dark Master rebranded? If you don't know... Well, Dark Matter and TJ used to talk a lot. I don't think they have fallen out or like that. I just remember when they were more, well, atheist-focused, honestly. He's still pretty atheist-focused on social media and shit.
Hey, God, look, we got a problem.
Damn it, Jeffrey. Always with the problems. Always with the problems.
Ah, yes. A decade and change of audio.
It's just not gonna work. I mean,
I know. You already told me there's not enough room for 6 million animals on the ark. That's why I told you to cut out all the different variations and just use the bare minimum.
Yeah, but I did that, and that still leaves us with 17,400 birds, 12,000 reptiles, 9,000 mammals, 5,000 amphibians, and 2 million insects.
Huh. That's still a lot.
They always kill the unicorn off.
Actually, God, fitting the animals on the ark is the least of our worries right now. We should be more worried about the food. You told Noah to bring any kind of food that is to be eaten. Do you have any idea how much an animal eats in 1 year? I mean, 2 elephants are going to require 365,000 pounds of food and 36,500 gallons of water.
What water, Jeffrey? It's going to be raining.
Yeah, for 40 days. What are they going to do for the other 325 days? I mean, the giraffes are going to need 54,750 pounds of food. The hippos are going to need 65,700 pounds of food. The 2 lions are gonna need 16,060 pounds of meat. I mean, all that meat's gonna rot.
I'm gonna tell Metal Monkey that this was very cool, and I will not tell him how I've had numerous conversations with person, as many of you in the chat have.
God, have you thought this through?
I'll give him this one. Yeah, could you imagine the concept? You know what? It says in the Torah that he wrote the world into existence. He didn't count the world into existence. One world! I see. God should have been the Count from Sesame Street. That's a hell of an image, just the Count looming over and laughing the globe. For some reason, all I think of is Assassin's Creed. Ovid!
Baby. Okay, God, how are we gonna work that out? Do you want the baby animals to travel to Noah from all around the world? Because by the time most of them reach Noah, they're gonna be adults. Or do you want all the animals to reach Noah and then coexist in the same ecosystem until they all get pregnant and have babies at the exact same time so that Noah can bring them all? God, this is ludicrous. This ain't gonna work.
Okay. What if we get the animals to hibernate?
Well, even a bear can only hibernate about 100 days at a time, and they're gonna be on the ark 4 times longer than that. Look, God, none of this even really matters anyway, because you said that the floodwaters are going to cover all of the mountains under the heavens by a depth of 20 feet. That's going to put the altitude of the floodwaters at 29,055 feet.
You have a fantastic time there, Red. See you tomorrow. I'll have a more structured shit and ideally a more sober one. I've been going through some low energy drinking past few days. This is the very tail end of it. No joke, this is my last can of beer and I can't buy any more. Now on Wednesday I'm off to Dublin. I'll have a hoot. But then it's back to ideally 1 day a week. Which technically it would have already been, and that would be that for the week. Well, I don't know, on Thursday I'll probably sip something on the train back, especially if they bring back out the food carts. I haven't brought the food cart back out since COVID. They say it won't worth it financially. One species, two species. Yeah, it's... Oh, splooge. Nice. Yeah, You'll ask me about it, like, oh yeah, the dark matter stuff that I saw nearly 2 decades ago. Yeah, that was some good shit. Well, he wouldn't fucking know, would he? No, this isn't a thing, is it?
And milk. Delicious. From the 1940s.
This is the guy who's Krendar got me on. He has like the terrible like the really obscure and terrible like early 20th century recipes. He's from like Bermuda or Bahamas or something like that.
It's a real thing. So it's half milk, also known as moo juice. Yes! And half 7-Up. I don't like milk. Do you like milk? I don't.
He's very aggressive. My God, he's in your face. No, I'm a chatty motherfucker, but I give you space.
One.
Ugh.
I've got it all over my face. Yeah. Tastes like itchy milk.
Like if you made a key lime pie meringue LaCroix.
That's to be the whitest thing I've ever heard.
Float that has been sitting out in the sun for like 4 hours, and yet it's still slightly cold.
It is not expressly bad, but
I'm not gonna be out here like 7-Up milk.
Yeah, that would be.
And milk.
If she's thinking of a 7-Up milk float, she's probably pregnant and doesn't know it. You know, she's got one of those cravens. Oh. Alright. We don't have much time left. Less than a can and a half to go. So always like, share, subscribe, doobly doo. Donations towards a increasingly fatter goal. And for the record, guys, that money is exactly where you guys have left it. My PayPal. Brandar is getting his cut, of course, but that's what that 1,000 is for. This won't come to 1,000. It might come to about 8. Yeah. Gotta make sure we're all covered. Already, though, you guys, I think have covered the hostel for the night in Dublin. And before I end the stream, I actually want to check and see if that's true. It's 40. Because I need I'm too far away now to get up as early as possible, get to Dublin, and grab my flight, like I used to do in Dublin. When I lived in Dublin, I lived in the shadow of Dublin Airport, literally, like the giant ass fucking hangar and the new terminals and shit. That wasn't when I was there, but they were building them when I left. And when I was in Dublin proper, yeah, hell yeah. So, yes, that's our first of our 3 goals done. Whee! Thank you so much for that. You guys have now bought the hostel for one night. The same hostel I was back in January with the black and white pudding breakfast. They have a really nice breakfast. Avoid the rashers. They have those sort of holiday rashers that they put on like the griddle, and they're just rubbery by the time you get there. Avoid them. Get the sausages. Whatever sausages they get are really nice. But yeah, I'm not gonna buy that yet because I'm gonna buy the ticket first, obviously. Then, you know, just go into the I just then have to once get the ticket. I'll buy the hotel or the hostel, I should say. It's not an actual hotel. And then the hostel that you got. But now, at the very least, if nothing else, got me a hostel. I appreciate that. 40 plus breakfast is not terrible per night. Because I'm only staying one night. If I'd stay there for more than a few days, kind of like what I'm doing up in Philly, but man. Anyway. At this rate, we'll get this shit done. In fact, you bought me a little bit over 1/10 of the ticket. So thank you for that. Very much appreciate it. Oh, what I don't appreciate is this humidity. We've been having the worst fucking humidity in God knows how long. Let me think of something though. I want to wrap this up and then get off this leather chair. It's leather. I said it's humid. Woo! A daily dose of the internet. I should have started this stream about an hour or two early. I debated it, and then I was like, fuck it. And if nothing else, we got something towards the goal. Appreciate that. And you guys have been very cool in the chat. How about Grandma ruins dinner?
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
Here I am.
Oh, we already watched this. Yeah, we already watched it. Mrs. Chance.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
Oh, the thing gets thrown to him. Yeah, it goes. Yeah. Did we watch this still, or did I just see this video? This is the downside of following this guy on Twitter.
Are you kidding me?
Wait, got it? Oh, damn.
Here. Yeah. Just drop. Go. Alright, it won't break though.
It will break. No.
This has to be the greatest magic trick of all time. These people somehow...
Yeah, we watched this as well. Alright, one more. And then if we've watched it too. Electric Boogaloo. Worst pickup line ever. Oh no, that's for tomorrow. Here, we'll make this uncomfortable.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
What? No, I've seen people do this, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Copyright in your country. That's a beautiful. Oh no, that was a beautiful. That was a beautiful cake. You fucked it up. You fucking doobly doo. Black man, incredible ease. Almost as much as she thought she had any right to walk out wearing that on this day, looking the way she did. Now, before you say, oh, you're making fun of someone, you're damn fucking right. But only their clothes choice. Gotta know what looks good on you. Alright,
So
he
this
fell
is
down.
pretty crazy.
Fatty fell
These
down. Hold on.
patients
Yeah,
don't even have
no.
the patience to wait anymore.
Really? Really? I like how they just gets back into his car like, well, my job's done. And they got the zoomies. The zooms. No.
To scare his friends into thinking the police were here.
You guys are being too loud. Open this right now. Who's there? We. We you. We you.
This university made a robot that can move without using any electricity. The only thing that's powering this robot is air pressure.
Electronics-free robots could be used in environments where electronics are not safe, such as mine shafts, and could also be used in toys.
Oh, too bad Red left. You'd love that. Dick. I said dicks. We should also go and think of, we should also go and look at the IP2 crowd and see if any dicks are, mastering? No, that makes no sense. But now I want to see Dick Masterson and Blade hang out together. Oh, there'd be so much screaming.
Trying to look for a bird that hasn't been seen in over 140 years. They didn't know if it even still existed. So this was their reaction when they realized they captured a photo of it.
Whoa. Really?
Doka.
Doka?
Doka. What is this? It's it. It's Owo. Thing. Hey, we get it. Holy
Birds are still alive. Let's keep it that way, but
She actually taught her dog how to
not
sing.
telling people where they are.
Nope.
Better.
I'm trying the microphone, and I hope this comes out right, because, oh, I should say a period, right? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Oh.
That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you.
What is this? Oh, I've got a story. I had an aunt who was getting on in years back in the early 2000s. And she went to one of, because she had so many families, great aunt. She had so many family members across Ireland and across the world that she realized that computers were the best course to talk to someone. So she went to a class, right? And they were teaching people how to use, at the time, like, I don't know, Yahoo Messenger or something like that, right? So the messenger comes up and she literally goes like, oh, how do I talk to somebody, right? And I go, oh, without thinking, the guy goes, oh, you just use your mouse. So what does she do? She picks it up like her microphone and goes, hello? Hello? Testing? Bless, I guess. That was the last matriarch of my family, fuck's sake. When she died, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to tell that story. All I'm going to say is it was like a cult. That was a hell of an experience. Not better than my ma. It took me. She's great at computers now, but it took her years just to get over her fear of the damn things. Like, oh, you hit the wrong button and everything's deleted. Well, there is possible you can get into that situation. Wait, is that a JoJo meets? It's a JoJo meets Breaking Bad. Okay, cool. I gotta watch that afterwards. I got so many things to watch after. After this, I'm going straight to bed. So I'll watch it in the morning. I'll have a lot of time killed before we're live. Yeah, the IP2 crowd. How about Andy Dick? Year ago. There's almost certainly a thumbnail here of him with a needle in his fucking arm. How about this month? Angie. No!
Style, I like your class, but most of all, I like your ass. Ding dong!
That's an opener. That's a fucking opener. Ding dong, pretty. Oh, pretty, why did you block me? Was it because I wanted to do to all the things to your ass?
Yo, chill. No, I'm not gonna chill.
You should chill. Who the fuck is that? Oh, that's the guy from before, the one who had his shirt ripped.
Honestly. Yeah, this is a root beer. Vodka. Root beer vodka. With vodka.
I'm okay with either, to be honest with you. Maybe forget that and just ask me if I could snort it. My liver's kinda not good anymore.
You think you're violent? No, you're insulting me. Hey, let's talk about this man's
Why are you...
okay? And how the hell did you end up in Billy John's fucking studio?
What, are you having a fucking interview with a very smashed Andy Dick? Because I can tell you how it goes. I'll tell you about that Joe Rogan motherfucker. Got a nicer ass to that chicken Andy. Blue ball and cock cheese. Why won't he call me? And then he gets sick and then asks, does anyone want a blowjob? And then, I don't know, try to rob your shoes, but he'd only pass out in the sick.
Do you know what I think? Do you want me to tell you?
Are you a shampoo witch? Are you a shampoo witch?
I say you're a fucking dinosaur. Okay, I'm the future. I'm a live streamer, and you know what I mean. Like, if you, yeah, I hear you. If you want me to fucking help you, Mr. Stegosaurus, I will.
Dude. You'd have nothing with Andy because you have, like, the same impact on the internet as I do. And at least I turned him into a colorful fucking GIF, if nothing else, you know? If push comes to shove and you subscribe over on like, Twitch, you know, you at least get the shampoo witch. Could be this, is it? Nope. Chat merch. Well, why is it never around when I want it? Well, subscriber? There we go.
He's the shampoo witch. The shampoo witch.
And yes, that is a Letter Kenny GIF.
That's, yeah, put your feet up. Put your feet up. It's time to relax, bro. Put your feet up. Bitch ass, I swear. Go ahead, put your feet up, bud.
Look how sassy Andy still thinks he is.
I am. Oh, look at that. He's put his feet up.
He's showing dominance over you.
It was fucked up. He had me on this fucking show, and they were like having me do stuff for $100 each time I did it, and they asked me to put a dress on.
Yeah.
Why did I put a dress on? No, I had to save the show because he wouldn't answer any questions.
Well, he couldn't answer questions. Look at him. I know where the bodies are. Seth MacFarlane thinks he's hot shit. Dude, we're still in California. Don't mention Seth. You see a laser start coming towards his forehead. They move fast. Don't speed that shit up.
Get off me! Get off! He's hurting me. You hurt me. Oh, did I? Ling Ling wants some fucking ching ching. Why you hit me like that?
I can't think of an actor whose career has bombed. He doesn't have a career anymore. His life has bombed more than Andy Dick. At this point now, like, Andy is... He's fodder for people like me. And even I feel like that's coming to an end. Like, he's not even homeless. He's propped up by people who want the smallest amount of clout from him. But no one really cares about Andy. And I do feel for that. Like, I do wonder. Like, I'd like to hear that he fucking sobered up, but can he at this point? I guess all we can do is just watch how the car now careens off the edge of the cliff, you know? That's all you can do. But what about the guys around him? They have hope.
Alright, my boy. I love my boy. He does do that.
I don't think Andy would be able... what is that? What is that pretentious... Oh, that's like me taking the last of my beer and being like, glug, glug, going on. That's not how booze works. Just assume it as you see fit. This... I think both of these guys... Yeah. He's also angry that, like, the guy's drinking all his booze. What else has Andy got?
You have learned your discipline now. You do not try to do that when I'm with my wife. My lovely wife. What up, girl? IP2. IP2 always wins.
Let him sleep. Just tell him to sleep. No? Well, you're the fucking bitch. What are you talking about? You. Be quiet. Ow. Quiet down.
Ow!
No, I know where this is going. Hard pass. I'd rather not see track marks on Andy Dick's arms, it's all the same to you. See what I mean? Oh, and we're going to talk about Dr. Disrespect tomorrow, don't you fret. I am... Here's a good one. I've been trying to avoid food streams this whole time, but I keep coming back to food because I didn't plan for this shit. We could have watched anything, but I keep coming back to it. And you know what? It's a lot happier than Andy Dick's descent into perhaps even a merciful grave. At this point now.
Cooking, yeah, you totally suck. Today we're slicing the majestic pineapple, not to be confused with common and boring pineapples. We'll start by slicing off the pineapple's punk hairstyle. Because pineapples are so fibrous, you can jam it back on like Velcro and it will stick.
Cool.
Slice off the pineapple bottom, and then slice off the pineapple.
Have to cook it right though.
Curve. you'll notice that the shell was being held on by rivets, which don't have the minerals you'd get from normal iron rivets, so it's best to avoid consuming them. The easiest and most wasteful way to handle the rivets is to cut off more of the pineapple's exterior walls until they're gone. You can also cut the rivets out individually if you've got a lot of time and confidence in your hands, but if you're feeling both crafty and fancy, notice that the rivets are in rows, and you can simply cut a few at a time with 2 angle cuts. The result is a pineapple that not only looks fancy, but tastes exactly the same. From there, we'll slice the pineapple in half vertically.
I like this guy's timing more than not face Asian dude who always goes on about cum. Something Canoe. Future Canoe. Him. Always starts off with the default NPC Wojak face, which I deeply respect and even sexually admire. Look at that jaw. Christ. But this guy's timing, I think, is way better.
Which is made of cork. Then cut those pineapple strips into pineapple bites. You'll know you've cut it properly if you can stack it at least 22 pieces high. If you
Exactly.
cut pineapple rings because you want to play pineapple wine bottle ring toss, simply remove the shell with one of the previous methods, then cut the pineapple horizontally, and then take the most boring cookie cutter of all time to cut out the center. And there you have your pineapple rings, which you can give to kids as donuts. If you're against removing the
And you're a horrible person for doing that.
pineapple vertically, cut out the center, and then slice it into pieces. Then simply use the edge of the pineapple like it's a pizza crust, which is only a handle and never to be eaten. You can also cut the ends off.
So much of a pineapple that you can't actually eat.
Perfect method, but it will get you most of the way there. You can also take your pineapple and hit the edges of it against your counter firmly to loosen the rivets. Then you can slice around the bottom, screw in your corkscrew, and then slide the pineapple out. Then use the pineapple crust as a fancy beer goblet to impress both your friends and your enemies. You can of course punch the pineapple in the face. You can also use the classic and traditional piñata method.
Not piñata, yeah.
Pineapple against your shirt, which will create a bunch of static electricity and a lot of overconfidence in tape. Another thing you can do is wrap your pineapple in thin wire and then slice.
He's destroying his kitchen in the process.
Thin wire will be too difficult to cut on account of the wire you wrapped around it. Pineapple on pizza is a polarizing issue, but most people don't know that pizza originated in the Polynesian Triangle, which is where pizza gets its shape, and was originally made on pineapple crust. Italians would
Somewhere Bill Portley is sticking his fist up in the air going like, preach, brother.
later replace the pineapple with dough and shamefully claim that they invented pizza themselves, which is a culinary injustice which lives on to this day.
Truth.
Completely disgraceful.
Well, somebody made his stance on it. Alright. I've done nearly 2 hours now, which was pushing the limit of what I thought I could do. If I go any further, sure. If anyone's got any topics they want me to talk about that wouldn't be good for tomorrow. Hey, Low Energy, have you thought about maybe watching something related to, I don't know, the Franco-Prussian War? Yeah. On my own, because I'm a big fucking history nerd. Okay. Listen. Listen. Hey, listen. That was a Wings reference. Burp. This was very impromptu, but fun. Except for the part where I feel like I'm about to burst. I feel like Mr. Creosote right now. But I'm mostly filled up with gas from beer that I top up for myself. If anyone donates for the end of it, I'll finish the beer right here, right now. Fuck it. Said, did it. I don't even care them wasting it out as it like foams out. At least it'll taste a little better and let the gas burn out. That's the problem. Gas always fucking burns out into your belly and that fills you up. And if you're a fat ass like me, Ooh, this looks like a bubbling cauldron. Got me a tub of bubbling crude. Actually, looks like a giant cappuccino. Actually, if no one donates, I'll still go and drink this all. I'll just drink it on my own time. Yeah. I had a lot of fun, but I gotta leg it. I'll be around tomorrow. And then afterwards, we'll be back to we'll be back for regularly scheduled program tomorrow. Until Wednesday, where there won't be a Wasted Wednesday. And we don't have a guest for Thursday. Not quite sure what we're gonna do for Thursday. The 21st, I do believe. Yep, but I know what we're gonna do on the 20th. And that is the watch party. So you all go and resubscribe over on Twitch. As for our next time on Twitch, it's gonna be Deserts of Kardak. For tomorrow. Me too. Don't want to think about it now, because the idea of me sitting on this chair for any longer than I have to is... It's a de-squash, is what it is. Bearded Ramblings is tomorrow there, man. The good old-fashioned podcast. Then on Friday, you'll probably get there's a Carrick over on Twitch. Then Final Fantasy 12. Then Warcraft, maybe. Dungeon Keeper. Heat until dawn. We'll see. Oh, what time? Oh, 10 o'clock mine, so that's 5 Eastern. That's when the podcast will be on. We're going to look at Buffdar, Faildar, Dr. Disrespect. Actually, there's no connection to Krendar, which is terrifying. And we're going to look at the Proud Boys getting sentenced. We're going to look at Cobes and his new wine experimentation. That's right, it's still going on. We'll look at not sure. There's a few things we could look at. I'm not spoiling nothing. There will be, in fact, triple Kren. I'll let you work that one out on your own. And no, I'm not going to double up his screen. I already have one guest tonight. Well, technically today it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, like I said, there's plenty for you else to watch until then. Go and like, share, and subscribe, and check out my other stuff. But also, don't forget that did they actually say did they actually say Matt Jarbo was coming on EP? Yep. If that's a modern picture of him, he's actually lost a good bit of weight since I last saw him. Respect. Yeah, we're doubling it up on Wednesday. I'll probably not stream on Tuesday, but I might. Also, don't forget I'm doing the running streams on the treadmill. That's in the afternoons over here. But I get back into the swing of them before my legs get too untightened, or else it'll be a nightmare to retighten them. I don't think I can do both that and a gaming stream that day, so some days I'll do running streams here, and some days I'll do gaming streams. We do Friday to Sunday gaming, and then Monday and Tuesday I'll do a running stream. Wednesday I'll run to the fucking train. Then another train down to the south side. I'll keep you informed on Discord about that. Yeah. One last time, go and buy Starfield if you like the Bethesda experience. If you don't like the Bethesda experience, that isn't just fair. As the years go on, that becomes the correct choice. But some of us, I don't know, maybe we kind of put our foot down in the sand and went like, you know what? I've traveled enough on this long road. Maybe I like this sort of thing. Anyone tells you otherwise is wrong. Anyone who says, well, I want more, and I think they can provide it if they just put more time and effort into it, is right. I'm allowed to be stuck in my ways. That doesn't mean my ways are the correct ways for all time. But yeah, we'll double it up, and then afterwards, the week after that is the watch party on the Wednesday, and then on the 27th, which is a week after, is Your Movie Sucks. No, for last time, it's not Movie Sucks there, Lev. It's Your Favorite Son. Acronyms, brain, Asperger's, tiredness, drink. And Raisin will be joining me for that Wednesday. It's it's literally like 2 months, even I think 3 months now coming. So yeah, he's on board. He's a little scared of you, Raisin. He's a little scared. So you best behave and prove him that there is no reason to fear. Or else you force him to eat Auntie Raven's good time cooking. No. Well, yeah. He doesn't know who the hell you are. All he knows is that you've got some gripe with him. Like, I am trying to sell him on a good time. I honestly don't know why you're so shocked with his response. He didn't go into the drunken the peasants like thing thinking he was going to get ripped apart. And that's not what's going to happen on mine either. He doesn't fucking know that. TP has history. Us, we are making history. And he knows that too. I also gave him your link, so if he wants to reach out to you. He said, if I vouch for you, that's all that matters. But that means a lot on Faith, and I thanked him for that. He doesn't know me. You. Oh, and don't forget, before the watch party, actually good I mentioned this, for the watch party, Raisin and I, in theory, are going to be here, and we are going to watch the documentary, and we're going to take notes on things to ask him the week after. Oh shit, you're saying that out loud now, are you? Okay. That's a conversation for a different time. And now I think it is getting a little bit too personal out in the open. So I'll say good night. Night, everyone. A lot of fun.